Hello guys, it's the 49th Gunner back again with more Arsenal news. Bournemouth today. Bournemouth away. Bournemouth lost to us 4-0. A 4-0 win. Absolutely fantastic game. From what I heard, we played really well generally, although Bournemouth didn't seem really too much of a threat. The thing is with Bournemouth, I think with Solanke, some of their names, Sinestra, they have some fantastic players, but I think there's something missing. Their goalkeeper Neto, he's got experience. He's played for a few clubs. He's got a Brazilian cap. Bournemouth definitely have something there. I believe Bournemouth have the potential to be a really strong Premiership side. However, I believe we definitely completely and utterly walked them today. I think all the players played absolutely phenomenally. I think keeping another clean sheet is great. Ben White played absolutely fantastic and he scored. Ben White is an absolute brilliant player, but to see him get a goal in the Premier League is always nice. Centrally, defensively, we were fantastic. Rice was dropping off a lot more, sort of opening up the centre-backs. He was dropping off and playing almost a centre-back role when Bournemouth were on the attack. He was confident. He looked like he could take on all the 1v1s. I think it was great to see just the whole game. There are a couple of things not that I minded because they got us goals, but the penalty, seeing us get 2 penalties in a game, I always think it was nice for Hazard to finally get a goal for us. We'd all prefer it to come in open play, and I think games are always a little bit marred with penalties. If you have, say, a 4-0 win and there's a penalty at the start, generally it's forgotten about. But to have 2 penalties, it's a shame we didn't score from open play a little bit more. I think Jesus was wasteful. I'd like to see a few more goals from him now he's back. I was happy just in general finding out Declan Rice was playing because I thought he was still injured. No Trossard. Trossard's out injured still, but he got another rest. He had a rest in the previous game that we played against Brentford in the League Cup. So hopefully he'll be ready to return soon. No Martinelli again, obviously. It was a shame for me not to see Reece in the game playing. I think Reece Nelson deserves a lot more opportunities than he has. I think he should have been, maybe used sort of within 60 minutes of the game passing. I think Reece Nelson should have been used there. It would be nice to see him maybe pop up with a goal. We got our goal from the right with Ben White anyway. Saka getting another goal, another header. And then I think it's really nice to see that Odegaard and Saka sort of switch the penalties between them. I think that's really clever that they do that. I think the reason they do that, it's to sort of affect the mentality of the goalkeepers. You imagine if a goalkeeper is dead set on taking a penalty from Saka and Saka goes, no, Odegaard, you can take it. That completely throws the mind of the goalkeeper off. And this is something that I was thinking to myself, and I actually mentioned to some of my friends in the way they do it. And I heard them talk about that on the Arsenal radio. And that's something I agree with completely. That's a point I had made to some of my friends. It's been, like I say, it's been a great day. Saka again spending time injured. I do think this is obviously why I love Saka, as you all know, but this is why I think Reece needs to get maybe a little bit more time on the ball. I do think Saka needs a bit of a rest. Hopefully there's some people that are going to agree with that. I think Saka, although he's fantastic, he puts them away for us. We do need to protect him a little bit more coming into the later stages of the season. Obviously there's going to be the Champions League games. We want to progress and go far in that. Saka's going to be a key player for us in the Champions League games. And I think today against Bournemouth, with the way they were, we could have maybe gave him a little bit of time to rest. Like I say, gave him 60 minutes. And then obviously with the extra substitutions now, I think it would have been nice to see Reece get on. And I think Reece is a fantastic player. He would have made, absolutely all the difference, he could have. He's a brilliant player, confident at the ball, confident mover. I really, really respect Reece Nelson. Like I say, obviously, I respect Saka as well. I love the pair of them, you know, but I think that we really need to credit Reece as well. And seeing Smith Rowe come on, Smith Rowe had a chance at the end, which he should have put away. He had a couple of chances in the game, but one in particular was a big chance that he maybe should have scored. But to see him getting that confidence, despite, you know, him missing, he's looking more confident on the ball. Yeah, a couple of misplaced shots. You know, we all know he can score. We've seen Smith Rowe playing fantastically for us before. You know, that was his 101st appearance for us now. But I think, you know, maybe in that game, I think we could have used, you know, Tommy a bit earlier. We could have used, I mean, Tommy can play anywhere. So we could have brought Saliba off in 80 minutes and brought Tommy on. Or earlier, I think we could have brought Kiwior on because Kiwior is fantastic for such a young player. I think maybe there could have been a couple of changes here and there. But I think that's the only real point I've got to make. I'm a little bit worried about Saka. I want to see him thrive. And I believe that we aren't making sort of the most of the substitutions when he's picking up these little injuries. And obviously we don't want inevitably all these little injuries to pick up and become something really bad where he's out for a month, 2 months, or, you know, touch wood, like it's not going to happen, but it's very possible that he could, pick up a big injury in the long term, which would be a really, really big loss for us as a squad, you know. I think my player of the match today would probably, to say it again, a little bit generic, but Declan, as always, Declan, he's a maestro every time his name's mentioned. He's playing a good pass out short, playing a good pass out long, controlling the ball, slowing the ball down, breaking up attacks, making brilliant tackles. He's all over the place. I think in all the time I've seen him play, in all the games I've seen now, I mean, when I went to the Champions League game, sorry to bring that up again, but he was perfect. He didn't set a foot wrong that I saw. And it's hard not to watch players like that. When I saw last season in the semi-final of the League Cup, I saw Arsenal and Liverpool in the semi-final where they beat us, because that was just Ramsdale playing Route 1 football to Saka pretty much for 90 minutes. We had no real ideas, and it's only really seemed like Odegaard at that particular game that was really, really trying, as he always does for us, to bring up the old games. But like I say, I think that I think I've only ever seen Declan make one sort of little mistake that was covered by Saliba, I believe. I believe Saliba cleaned up for him. And to make one little mistake in however many games is fantastic. I think early days, but I think Declan is going to become the player of the season for us. I think it will be between him, obviously the boy that is Saka, and Odegaard. I think them three early are already going to be like, I'll say, like, you know, the fans, you know, pick us for the player of the season. They'll have that in their heads, you know, and they'll obviously all be aware of how well Declan is constantly doing, you know. And I think Saka and Odegaard and Declan Rice should make that a little challenge, a little like competitive challenge between the three of them to see, you know, who's going to get the most man of the matches, who's going to get the most, you know, performances, the most goals, because obviously Declan's going to hopefully start scoring here and there, you know. I've heard people saying about Declan reaching Patrick Vieira status. I saw a Facebook post. It's way too early to say anything of the sort. I think he needs to be scoring more. He needs a few more seasons. Patrick Vieira is a legend at this club, and there's a reason we all love him. We all still love him, that we all sung his name when he was managing Palace. But like I say, I think Declan has the potential to reach the levels. Obviously, he's not the same player, but that question was asked on Facebook, and my answer to that would be, he's not the same player, but it would be fantastic. And I think he could get to the level of Vieira, you know, eventually. I mean, he's already putting in performance after performance and making minimal to zero mistakes in games. So yes, all in all, like I say, it was good to see Hazard with the penalty. I would like to see more from him goal scoring wise or assist wise. Even if he was just popping up with assists, I'd be very happy with that. But yeah, all in all, happy. This is a relatively short one from me. It's 10 minutes long, but I can talk fluid football for hours. Unfortunately, I don't really have anyone in my friendship group that I'm like the only one in my friendship group that likes it, which is a shame really, of my main sort of group of friends. But yes, this is a short one from me, certainly. Anyway, like I say, 4-0, we move on to the next one. And you'll hear from me in the next video and we'll talk about that game. Thank you very much for watching. If you have, please leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the players, the performances, who you'd like to see. The comment section, I'm always up for comments and answering questions. I've only had the one comment on a video so far from one of my shorts videos. But yeah, thank you very much. I've been the 49th gunner, and yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate if you like and subscribe, and thank you for checking the channel out. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.